If you are an African in the diaspora, this message is for you. You've thought about investing back home. Maybe not seriously, but the idea keeps returning. Every headline tells you Africa is risky. Very few explain where opportunity is quietly forming. This video is not about fear. It is about preparation. You have likely been told that the biggest risk to your capital in Africa is the government, the currency, or the infrastructure. That is the wrong assumption. The single greatest threat to your ambitions, and the reason most diaspora projects fail before they begin, is a fundamental misunderstanding of one invisible mechanic: trust. You think you know what trust is, but the definition you are using does not apply where you are going. Let us look at where you stand right now. You believe that trust is a character trait. You believe that to succeed in business back home, you simply need to find good people. You think that if you hire family or if you pay people well, their loyalty is guaranteed. This belief system is currently setting you up for heartbreak. What is actually happening on the ground is different. You are trying to export a Western definition of trust, which is based on systems, credit scores, and legal consequences, into an environment where trust is based on relationships, leverage, and immediate survival. The mistake you are making is moralizing the problem. You get angry when people fail you. You call them dishonest. You feel betrayed. But business is not about feelings. It is about incentives. In the next 20 minutes, I am going to give you a framework to understand the psychology of trust in African markets. You will learn why your cousin failed you, why contracts are often ignored, and how to build a system where trust is not hoped for but engineered. I know why you hesitate to send that money. It is not just because you worked hard for it in London, New York, or Dubai. It is because you have a story. Or if you don't have one, your parents do. We all know the story. The uncle who was supposed to build the house in the village, but 3 years later there is only a foundation and the money is gone. The childhood friend you started a transport business with, who told you the engine knocked, only for you to find out the car was being used for something else entirely. You feel a specific kind of pain when this happens. It is not just financial loss, it is embarrassment. You feel foolish for trusting. You feel disconnected from your own people. You start to internalize a dangerous idea that you cannot trust anyone back home. You face pressure from your spouse, who asks why you keep throwing money into a black hole. You face pressure from family back home, who think that because you earn in dollars or pounds, the loss doesn't matter to you. You feel stuck between two worlds. In the West, you are an outsider trying to climb the ladder. When you look toward Africa, you feel like a prey animal seen only for your wallet. This creates a paralysis. You hold your capital, you wait, you criticize the state of the continent. But I want you to understand something. This fear you feel, it is valid, but it is misplaced. The problem is not that people back home are inherently wicked. The problem is that you are playing a game of chess while the board is set up for a completely different game. You are stuck because you are relying on blind trust rather than structural trust. Let us remove the emotion and look at the economic reality of the continent today. In the markets where you live now, the UK, the US, Canada, trust is institutional. If I pay a contractor and he runs away, I can sue him. His credit score drops. He loses his license. The system punishes him. You don't have to trust the man. You trust the police and the courts. In most African markets, this institutional layer is thin or slow. This does not mean there is no order. It means the order is different. Currently, African economies operate on high-context social trust. Decisions are made based on immediate need and social standing, not long-term contractual obligation. We are seeing a shift, however, as economies tighten and inflation rises in countries like Nigeria, Ghana, and Kenya. The desperation for survival has shortened the time horizon for many people. When you hire someone and pay them a salary, you assume that salary buys their full focus. But the reality on the ground is that one income stream is rarely enough. The person you hired is likely juggling 3 other obligations to support an extended family. When a crisis hits, a hospital bill, a school fee, the abstract concept of business integrity loses to the immediate reality of family survival. If you are not physically present, you become an abstraction. You are a voice on WhatsApp. You are a bank alert. You are not real in the way their landlord standing at the door is real. This is the current reality. You are competing for the attention and loyalty of your partners against the very harsh realities of their daily lives. If you do not understand this, you will lose every time.
Let me tell you a story about a man we will call David. David is a software engineer based in Atlanta. He is disciplined, logical, and deeply proud of his heritage. He decided to start a poultry farm in his home country. He did everything right by Western standards. He bought the land, he registered the business. He didn't want to rely on strangers, so he hired his younger brother, who was unemployed, to manage it. David thought, "This is perfect. I help my brother and he watches my investment. He is blood, he won't steal from me." David sent money for feed, for vaccines, for staff. Every week he got photos on WhatsApp. The birds looked healthy. The brother reported great progress. 6 months later, David flew home for a surprise visit. He drove to the farm. The gates were locked. When he finally got in, the sheds were empty. There were no chickens. The photos he had been receiving were old photos recycled. The brother had sold off the stock weeks ago to pay for a visa agent to try and leave the country. David was devastated. But here is the turning point. He went to the family meeting to complain. He expected the elders to chastise his brother. Instead, the elders looked at David and said, "But David, you have so much in America. Your brother was suffering. Why are you so angry about chickens? He is your brother." David realized in that moment that he and his family were reading from two different scripts. To David, this was a business failure and a breach of contract. To the family, the business was just a resource to be consumed for the survival of the unit. David made 3 critical assumptions that failed him. 1. He assumed blood equals competence. 2. He assumed his remote authority carried weight. 3. He assumed that his help, the job, was seen as an opportunity rather than a right. He returned to Atlanta bitter. He swore he would never invest again. But David's failure wasn't the poultry, it was his psychology. He didn't build a business, he built a charity and called it an investment. How do we move from David's failure to your success? You need a new framework. You must stop thinking in terms of trust. Start thinking in terms of alignment. I want you to use the triangle of verification. Whenever you engage someone in Africa, whether a partner, an employee, or a contractor, you must test them against 3 points. Point 1, competence. Can they do it? This seems obvious, but it is where most diaspora fail. They hire based on need, he needs a job, rather than skill. Does this person actually have the technical ability to execute? If they are family, the answer is usually no. Point 2, capacity. Can they sustain it? This is different from competence. Capacity means, do they have the mental and emotional bandwidth to focus on your business, or are they drowning in personal crises? If you hire someone who is in desperate debt, you are not hiring a manager, you are hiring a risk. Point 3, leverage. What do they lose? In the West, if someone steals, they lose their freedom, jail. In your structure, if this person fails you, what do they lose? If the answer is nothing because I will forgive them, then you have no leverage. If the answer is they lose a salary they can easily replace, you have no leverage. True trust in this environment is created when the other party has as much to lose as you do. I want you to pause and check in with yourself. As I speak, you might be thinking of a specific person, maybe a project you have on hold. Maybe you are feeling a bit defensive, thinking, but I can't treat my family like employees. That discomfort you feel, that is the exact friction point where your money is being lost. I invite you to consider, how many times have you paid for the same mistake twice? If you are brave enough, share in the comments below. What is the one trust tax you have paid that taught you the hardest lesson? We are building a community of realists here. Your story helps others see they are not alone. Let us get practical. How do you apply the triangle of verification? What not to do? Do not send 100% of the capital upfront, ever, in any currency. The moment the money leaves your hands, your leverage drops to zero. Do not remote control complex operations alone. You cannot manage a construction site on a Zoom call in London. You cannot manage a farm via WhatsApp. Do not mix charity with business. If you want to help your cousin, send him $500 as a gift. Do not give him a $5,000 investment to manage. The gift buys you peace. The investment buys you a headache. What to do? 1. The test-first model. Before you commit to a large project, create a small, low-risk task. Ask the potential partner to register a document, clear a small patch of land, or conduct a market survey. Pay them for this specific task. Watch how they handle it. Do they return the change? Are they on time? Is the report accurate? Most people fail at the $100 level. It is better to find out there than at the $10,000 level. 2. The third-party buffer. Hire a professional stranger. If you are building a house, hire a registered project manager who is not related to you. Then, if you want to employ your uncle, have him report to the manager. This removes the emotional blackmail. If the uncle doesn't work, the manager fires him. You stay the good guy, but the business remains professional. 3. Incentivize honesty. Pay slightly above market rate, but tie it to performance milestones. I will pay you X for the work, but if the project is finished on time and nothing is missing, there is a bonus of Y. Make the bonus for honesty more valuable than what they could gain by stealing. Here is the insight I held back at the beginning. The reason you struggle with trust in Africa is because you are waiting for institutional trust, but you are operating in a world of reputational trust. In the village or the local market, people don't steal from their neighbors because they have nowhere to go. Their reputation is their currency. When you come from the diaspora, you are outside that circle. You are a ghost. You have no social leverage over them. The mindset shift is this: you must become the institution. You cannot wait for the police or the courts to enforce your contracts. You must build a microsystem where integrity is the only logical choice. This means you stop asking, is this person honest? And you start asking, have I created a system where honesty is their best option? This is not cynical, it is respectful. It respects the harsh economic reality your people face. It respects the power of incentives. When you stop playing the victim and start playing the architect, the fear disappears. You realize that theft is usually a crime of opportunity. Remove the opportunity, and you often remove the theft. You are not looking for saints, you are looking for rational actors, and you are the one who sets the stage. Investing in Africa is not for the faint of heart. It is a mirror. It forces you to confront your own assumptions, your own boundaries, and your own ability to lead. It is easier to keep your money in a S&P 500 index fund. You will sleep better, but you will not build what you are called to build. If you can master the psychology of trust, if you can learn to verify rather than hope, you unlock a level of opportunity that no one else can touch. You become the bridge between two worlds. If this approach to thinking resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe. We are playing a long game here. And if you are ready to understand the specific sectors where this thinking applies best, I want you to watch this video next.